Hello. I'm very excited for you because I know that you've decided that you're at least going to have a look at this meditation thing and give it a go. And that really excites me because I know that meditation has been a massive turning point and a catalyst for huge change in my own personal life. From back in 2003 when I was spending a lot of time in a Buddhist center and meditating 2-3 hours a day and trying to be the perfect Buddhist and the perfect meditator on the planet, all the way up until now, and learning everything that I have in between with hypnotherapy, neuroassociative conditioning, sports psychology, and everything else that I've learned. There's so many amazing techniques out there, but controlled rapid hyperventilation or breath work for meditation is the fastest way that I've found to reach a meditative state, and proven. So we all know what meditation is. At least I would hope that everybody knows what meditation is and has some kind of idea of what meditation is. But how do you know that you're doing meditation properly? Anyone can sit there and have their hair up in a man bun or a girl bun and and do all of these perfect poses and all of this perfect positioning and postures. But how do you actually know you're in a meditative state? Even if you've been meditating for years, how do you know? How do you know that you're actually producing the right chemistry in your brain or the right chemistry in your body? How do you know that you've turned off those fight-flight mechanisms in your brain and turned on the prefrontal cortex? How do you actually know that it's working? For me, I've wanted to know how it's working, which is why I use this controlled rapid hyperventilation technique or breath work to get into that state, because I know that it's scientifically proven and verified. And I can feel it. I know that it works based on the experience that I have, as well as the many other hundreds of people that come to the gym, as well as many other thousands of people all around the world. Breathwork is a practice that's been used for millennia, for many, many cultures. And in particular, the ancient Tibetans were using breathwork called tummo breathing, where they were learning to be able to control their breath, so that they could control their mind, so that they can then control their body and go into an environment in minus 30 degrees temperature on the side of the Himalayas and melt the snow around them, so that they realized that they were also in control of their environment, or at very least, not a victim to the environment. So for me, breath work is the most effective, fastest and proven way to reach a meditative state, and it can happen in a matter of minutes. What happens when we're breathing and doing this controlled rapid hyperventilation technique is we elevate our pH levels in our bloodstream. Essentially, we're electrifying our bloodstream and our body and creating more electricity around the cells in our body, which is obviously very healthy. We elevate those pH levels so that we're more alkaline. When we're more alkaline, we cannot have pain signals traveling up to the brain. At least it lessens those pain signals and stops them from traveling to the brain. We become very calm and relaxed in the body because we haven't got those pain signals coming up. And that starts the process of turning off the fight-flight mechanism and all of those stress responses that we have in that primitive brain. We now know also through science that we create a certain chemistry in our bloodstream. By going alkaline, we start to elevate our endorphin levels, we start to elevate our dopamine, serotonin, all of the other feel-good chemicals, and we get into that meditative state. Whether you believe in it or not, whether you feel something or not, it's guaranteed that you're producing that chemistry in your body when you do this breath work, and it's guaranteed that you're turning on those parts of the brain and turning off those parts of the brain when you do breath work. So for us, we believe so strongly in how powerful this technique is that this is what we prescribe mostly to our clients to learn how to meditate. At least once you've done this and had this experience of what it's like to be in your prefrontal cortex, what it's like to have your primitive brain turned off or at least cooled off so that it's relaxed and calm and not stressed and worried and anxious and thinking about everything that's going on, it's really the most powerful technique. And when you have that experience, whatever other practices you'll do, you'll have a reference point of where you need to be. Good. So that's a lot of information. Essentially, all I want you to know is that it works. And if you follow the process, you'll have an experience and you will see things start to change in your life, which is what we want for you. So just really quickly, you're going to go through the guided breathwork meditation, and there's lots of people that have done it without any understanding of how to do the breathwork, but this is just to make it even easier for you and make it a really simple process that you're able to follow along with and be comfortable with throughout the whole journey. So we call this controlled rapid hyperventilation. It's just a fancy way of saying that we're hyperventilating and increasing our oxygen and decreasing our CO2 levels. So that breathing is going to look something like either nose or mouth. Now, we prefer breathing through the nose. We believe that breathing through the nose has far more benefits than breathing through the mouth. However, if you can't breathe through the nose, that's fine as well. You can just breathe through your mouth. However you find is good for you, it's okay. The most important thing is that we elevate that oxygen in the bloodstream, we elevate the pH levels, and we lower the CO2 levels in the bloodstream. When we do that, we build something that's called CO2 tolerance, so we be able to tolerate more CO2 in our system. And that also means that our body becomes more oxygen efficient. So when we build more CO2 tolerance, we become more efficient at absorbing oxygen into our muscles and our tissues, which is obviously really good for you. So again, how we do that breathing is deep, slow breaths. Now, the deeper we breathe, the deeper we go. The deeper we breathe, the more oxygen is in, the more CO2 is out. So all you have to do is focus on breathing as deep and as slow as you can for 3 minutes. And that's going to look something like this. All through the nose. And already I can start to feel that shift in the chemistry in my body, which is amazing that can happen in a couple of breaths. So what we're going to do is 4 rounds of this breathing. It'll be 3 minutes of the controlled rapid hyperventilation, like I just showed you, those deep, slow, rhythmic breaths. After 3 minutes on the audio, I'm going to tell you to take a big, deep breath in, empty your lungs, and hold the breath out for as long as you can. Now, when you're at this point, what you're actually doing is learning how to influence and control the deepest part of the brain, which is your brainstem. Now, controlling that part of the brain, we're actually turning off those fight-flight mechanisms and cooling off all of those stress responses inside of the brain. And that's a very good thing for you. So the longer you can resist the urge to breathe, the longer you can influence and control holding that breath out, the more control and influence you'll have over your brainstem and the deeper and more profound experience you'll have. There's no risk here. You've built up all of your oxygen levels into your bloodstream. You've lowered your CO2 levels. You're in a very healthy chemical state in your body and a very healthy chemical state in your brain. Now, what happens sometimes for some people in that state is, one, they fall asleep. And if that's the case, sit on a chair. For some people, they'll find that they get really tingly or itchy over their skin. That's just the shift in the chemistry in the bloodstream, and it's very healthy. Don't allow that to distract you. Other things that can happen is sometimes people will get cramping in their hands and feet, and it's just because you've elevated your pH levels to a very high level. And that means that your body has gone into alcoholysis, and we just need to bring that back down a little bit. And all you need to do is, if you feel some cramping in your fingers or your toes or your hands or your feet, all you need to do is empty your lungs and hold the breath out, and the CO2 will start to build back up in your bloodstream, and that alcoholysis will start to dissipate. So if that starts to happen and you feel a little bit of cramping, all you need to do is empty the lungs, hold the breath out, and build up that CO2 again into your bloodstream. So again, we're going to do 3 minutes of the deep, slow breaths, changing the chemistry of your body. After that, you're going to hold your breath out. So you will empty your lungs, hold the breath out, and just enjoy that experience of controlling your mind and body. That truly is the deepest part of your brain, the oldest part of the brain, and you're starting to tap into something that's very profound. That is the operating system of your unconscious mind, and you're starting to influence and control it. Now, once you get to a point where you need to breathe, it's okay. There's no forcing. All you need to do is take a big, deep breath in and then hold that breath and squeeze and compress I want you to squeeze and compress your abdominal wall and massage that spinal fluid up into your brainstem. Now, what has been proven to happen for some people is if you can get that spinal fluid up into the brainstem, it will trigger the pineal gland, and that will release dimethyltryptamine into your bloodstream, and you will see beautiful colors and have beautiful experiences, just as if you're dreaming, yet you're consciously aware of this process. So, you'll hold the breath out for as long as you can. When you need to, you take a big deep breath in, hold and squeeze, and then let go of the tension, relax, and then we'll just repeat again. We'll come back up to the top and do that 3-minute cycle again. So I know that's heaps of information. All you need to remember is that you just need to breathe as deep and as slow as you can for 3 minutes. Empty the lungs, hold the breath out for as long as you can. When you need to breathe, you take a big deep breath in, hold and squeeze up into your brain. Let go, relax, enjoy that chemical shift, and then start the process again. 4 rounds this goes for. Now, if you find yourself falling asleep, it's okay. If you find yourself getting tingly or itchy or a little bit distracted, just bring yourself back to your breath. Any emotions, any thoughts, any feelings or physical sensations are only trying to distract you away from your self-realization. The only time you can influence anything in your life is in the moment. So if you want to change anything in your life, you need to learn how to get into the moment, which is why meditation is so powerful for us. I really, really hope that you take this seriously. I hope that you practice this every day and that you start to explore the potential that you have in your mind and your body and the influence you have over your life. Truly, these breathing techniques have come from a place that is more about learning that you're not a victim to your mind anymore and that you're not a victim to your body or to your reality. The monks and nuns of Tibet would not go out and sit on the mountainside for 24 hours and melt the snow around them in minus 30-degree temperatures just so that they could reduce the inflammation in their body or to have a cool Facebook pic. They went out and did that because they wanted to understand and have an experience that they are in control of their minds, their bodies, and they are also in control of their environment. We truly hope that you get to this point as well so that you can start to not just change your life, but that you can help others to change their life also. I'm James Buckley. I love you very much, and I can't wait to hear your success story. Bye for now.